I'm Rema. Bronx baby, Harlem baby, Brooklyn grown. Growing up, all my friends used to come to me for advice. So a few years back, I started having my own radio talk show. And then from having a talk show, I ended up being a radio station engineer. And from being a radio station engineer, I ended up owning a couple of my own little businesses. There's a lot that people just don't know about what I really do behind the camera. I assist a lot of people with their businesses and getting them in the right mindset, getting organized and things of that nature. So I decided to bring it upon light. Why not? It's my show. So I welcome you guys to the world of Radio Rema. Welcome back to the world of Radio Rema. I'm your hostess, Rema Harvell. And this week, I sat down with Jennifer Coparone, the Lioness chef herself, CEO of the LionessCuisine.com. Now, just like most successful people, we get to a point where it's patience versus action. Her issue was similar to that. So maybe you're going through patience versus action. Tune into this episode. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the world of Radio Rema. I am Rema Harvell, and you're sitting here with me and the lovely Chef Lioness. She is on my show finally. So I know you brought me something to eat here, and I would like to try. So we're going to do this part first. Okay. So I would like to try, what is this and what is that?
This is rice with Dominican pepper steak, bistec encebollado.
And now say that word again.
Bistec encebollado.
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 All right.
So Dominican pepper steak with white rice, simple. And these are my world famous empanadas.
They're world famous.
They're world famous. I have 3 flavors here today for you to try. I have jerk chicken with potatoes. I have taste bud gasm shrimp, which is a tomato cream sauce with shrimp. And I have ground turkey with some veggies.
All right. So we're going to get this popping while we do our little conversation. Now, you've watched the show before. You know what the show is about. So I sit down with successful people, people that are moving forward in their life and things of that nature that wants to find another way as well. That they need just somebody just to talk it out with them and things of that nature. So as I tell everybody, and I always ask, what is their issue? So you could just open up while I start digging in, and you could separate the two so I know which one is which inside these little bowls and stuff.
Okay, I believe. Let's see.
You see me, right? I'm just looking all like, yes.
This is a jerk.
Yes. I'm surprised you didn't label them.
Shrimp. I just know.
Ow. It looks like apple turnovers though. It's really cute.
This one might be turkey.
All right, it might be. It's okay.
I know this is shrimp, and I know that's jerk.
Let me see.
But yeah, let's see. Turkey.
Turkey.
Ground turkey.
Mmm.
Ground turkey. There's squash in there, and
I like squash.
Good.
I'm an eggplant head.
And some carrots in there too.
This is good. Now, this is good. All right. All right, that was a turkey.
Ooh, it'll squirt on you. I'm sorry. I should have warned you that the shrimp ones usually squirt on you.
Let me tell you something about the last thing that squirted on me. That's not for this show. That's not for this show. But, okay.
Yeah.
So now we know which one this one is.
It's shrimp. Shrimp and taste.
Do it always squirt on people?
I warn them. I try to warn them. And I try to tell people that.
Oh my God.
Taste good gasm.
Oh my God. Is this lobster in here too?
No, it's just shrimp.
Oh my God.
That shrimp scampi and Cuban sandwich are my best sellers right now.
I'm gonna open it toward you now. I don't know.
Sure. It's jerk chicken and potatoes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I know y'all watching me eat this a little bit, but
Okay, so this is the part where I would say if I had something else, it'd be hard right now because it's so good. Oh, this is good.
Thank you.
Girl.
Dominican fusion. So
Where's the ring? You ain't married?
No.
Okay, well, I'm
Very
throwing it in towel there.
Very single.
Chill. You good. Oh, this is good. Alright. Now we're going to try the steak.
This is one of my favorite meals growing up that my mom used to make, and I killed pepper steak. I'm really not a fan of American steak. I really like thin sliced steak. Like, I'm not a fan of the medium
The real thick,
rare.
really? Why?
I just have an issue with there being any type of blood in my food. But I know, you know, as a chef, if you want it like this, I got you. I got the medium rare for you. But
This is good. This is really good.
thank you.
Your cooking takes me back to like when I was a little girl. When I was younger, I had best friends that their moms was obviously Spanish and stuff. I had this one friend, her name was Yuli.
Okay.
And we went to school together in high school. And she used to always have like, I used to always go to her house because her mother used to always cook rice, a meat with some sauce, and then salad. It always was those three things on that plate.
That's how I grew up.
And it was so good, but this takes me right back to then. We're talking almost 20 years ago. Okay, her mom was a little older, so you got that grandma fingers.
I do.
Mmm.
You see that?
Oh my God. It's not dry and nothing. It's like right on point.
Thank you.
I wasn't prepared. Not that I doubt it, but I was prepared because when we met, I didn't get a chance to try your food. Everybody had already dogged it by the time I got there. All right. So, with that being said, all this delicious food, you know, I already know a little bit about you, a little bit. You know, you've been cooking for about 8 years now. You just graduated culinary art school about 2 years ago. You're currently working as a line chef in a very important place. So,
Line attendant.
A line attendant. So, what is the issue? Where have you? Let's go back a little bit. So, before we get to the issue, how much success do you have right now?
Right now.
Well, that you've seen, because you were talking about your successes.
Well, social media, every day, let me say this, every single day somebody new knows who Chef Lioness is. That off the bat is magic to me. That every single day I have a new follower, or I meet somebody, I give my card out to somebody. Every Uber I'm in gets my
That's
card.
right. That's right.
Every single day somebody new knows who I am, what I do, what I represent. Food made with love, con amor, food made with love, dreams.
Oh,
Listen, dreams.
yes.
Do come true. I want con amor food. I haven't, you know, spoken too much about it, but it is the end goal. It's in a little box.
All right, I'm listening.
Brewing.
Go ahead.
It's brewing up what I want.
All right.
But I need right now, 2019. I need a kitchen, a team, insurance.
All right.
I need these three things. Funding.
Everybody needs
Everybody
money.
needs money.
Everybody needs money.
Money,
and money.
Sponsorships from food items, like endless sponsorships from food items. I need these things to make the bigger picture become reality. Most days I feel it is me. I stop myself from being greater.
Why you think that?
Success is scary, and I know that I'm gonna be amazing, and that I'm gonna be great.
That you're going to be what?
Amazing.
No, that you are what?
I am amazing.
That's right. What are we?
We are amazing.
We are amazing, baby. So go ahead.
I think that the big picture is like it's right there. I could touch it, I could feel it, I could taste it, I feel it, I know it's coming. But hold on. But then it's like, but what are you waiting for? But
All right, so we have a fear of success here.
yeah.
We have an idea that
Sometimes.
we have an idea that what you really need is funding, right? In all reality, you don't. What you need, I'm going to explain that.
Yes.
We always say we need the money. I need the money. How am I going to get the money?
Right.
I could go and ask somebody, hey, listen, I need $500. Their answer is going to be no. Like I said before, you can't borrow nothing from people no more. You can't ask people for nothing. But there's a such thing called OPM, other people's money. You understand me? And there's such thing as called a hustler's ambition. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, as listening to your stuff, the questions I have for you is real simple. How many, you mentioned that you wanted to get a couple of these companies involved, right? When we previously spoken. How are you reaching out to these companies? What have you done to reach out to the companies that you want to be your sponsors, either food sponsor or product sponsor? What have you done?
I have only emailed, so.
You've only sent out emails, right?
Emails.
All right.
And
so
only once.
had only one email.
Only one.
And you told me you did this about a couple of weeks ago, right? Have you heard anything from them?
No.
Do you know why you haven't heard anything from them? You want me to tell you why you haven't heard anything from them? I don't answer DMs that says, "Oh boo, you're cute." Everybody say, "Oh boo, you're cute." How many emails you think they got? But let somebody tell you, "Oh my God, Lioness, not only are you beautiful, but you're smart and I want to try your food out. Is there a place that I could come to? Is there some way I could show you support, pass the flyer around or something like that?" Are you, as a small business, going to look at that person and be like, "Yo, they take an interest in my stuff"? You're going to track to them, right? My job where I was working at recently, my boss wouldn't hire people according to just them sending in the resume or filling out the application. Over 3,000 people fill out the application, but it's a small percentage of people that was hungry enough to say, "You know what? I'm in here." So I would suggest, have you knocked on any of the corporations' doors that they are in the city? Because everybody have an office close in the distribution areas. Go knock on the door. Introduce yourself. Give a card to them. Now, when it comes down to you having your own kitchen, because we discussed that too, which I think you should. I think you should really have your own space, especially since you're utilizing kids that you know from the neighborhood, kids that you've assisted, and now they want to be a part of this. Use that.
I'd also want it to be a space for other chef entrepreneurs to use. I want that.
How many entrepreneur chefs do you know?
A few.
A few.
A few.
How many of them do you think are as hungry as you? Zero. But do you think that you can share your hunger with them?
Hell yes.
When you start moving forward, right? You're gonna have to reach back and get some more people and come with you, right? That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you're building, you're not building for yourself.
They know.
You understand? So my question to you is this: so now you're not even working as hard for you anymore. You're working hard for 5 other households, which is a good thing. This time around, it's a good thing. Any other time we was giving. Now we're going to receive, right? So I want you to receive this. Where I was taking you just now, right, was to the kitchen. Have you mentioned to me that you don't want to just rent a kitchen. You want to create your own kitchen, right? You want to make it. Have you looked up how to make your kitchen?
No.
Have you done any homework on how much it will cost to get construction workers to come in?
Very little.
Have you had an idea of where, at least have you had an idea of where your kitchen would be located in the city or outside the city?
In the city.
You have an idea in the city, right?
Yeah.
Have you looked at any spaces yet? God only see what we see. And I don't mean to bring God into this. We don't bring him in this. He only see what we see. So if you see it and you tell him, "Thank you," right? And then that's yours. And then you don't worry about it no more. You inquire, you talk to the person. There's such thing as favor.
Okay.
And sometimes people have favor for us. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, not that they feel bad, but they see how hungry we were. You got to remember, everybody that is somewhere was somewhere we are now. Everywhere, they was somewhere we are now. There's going to be somebody that come to you and be like, "Miss Chef Lioness, I really want to get into culinary arts. I really can't afford school though. And I know that this is," and this a letter's going to make you tear jerk and everything. You're going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to give her a couple of $100,000 because she's just so sweet. And she just took to me. Where are you?" You're going to pull a Yandy and probably adopt the child. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying though. Like, honestly speaking, when we get scared to move forward, we only do things half-assed. Okay? We do things half-assed on purpose because it's like, I know I should be, but it's going to come to me. I'm going to pause. I'm going to wait. They're going to email me any day. They're going to hit me any day. I'm going to tell you how I got this show. I had submitted some singles to Eminem, right? And I told him, and then like, yo, I want to show, but just throw my shows anyway. Singles are played 3 times supposedly a month. So I was like, let me just do a bunch of Rema talks and just throw it out there, right? A month go by, I haven't heard anything. And I'm like, I'm doing my waiting game. And I'm like, I'm kind of nervous and I don't really want to call, but you know what? It's my product, it's my stuff, it's my everything. This is my bread and butter. Let me call them. Hey, what's going on? The lady says, well, I don't see anything in the system under that name. I said, miss, stop playing. Like, I'm looking at the email right now. It says, I sent it, submitted it. What are you talking about? She says, I do see something with your name, though, your email. I said, my email? She said, yeah, your email. I said, what email? What did it say? She said, Rema Harvell. I said, wait a minute. That's my email. Are you serious? She said, yeah, we approved you for what? You approved? This is only 3 weeks in time, though. I was approved and didn't know I was approved because I didn't call. Somebody's approving your everything right now. All you got to do is go get it. You understand? All you got to do is go get that. So everything that you said you need is already yours. You don't really need it. You just got to go get it. See, I thought about that with school too. So for those that don't know a lot about me, I'm in school. I'm getting ready to graduate in May. And with my BA in psychology. Right? Go me. Right. So I tell everybody, I don't care who you are, where you from, there's a degree with your name on it. Everybody can go get one. It has your name on it. But what we got to go do, we got to go get it. Everything you want is yours already because you claimed it. It's yours because it's not only for you. Especially when you're thinking not only for yourself, you're thinking outside of that. You're thinking about them other chefs that don't have a hustle in them the way your hustle is. That you know you can pull underneath you and then now you can have a whole chef team. Shoot, you can have the first public access chef show that chefs are competing against each other. Like, we can redo everything that's on regular national TV. We can redo it ourselves. We just don't. You understand what I'm saying? Why we don't? Because it's like, well, I could be just plain.
Nah, never playing.
What are we doing? Look, I could just be, you know, possibly waiting. No, right now, this year, it's your year. It's Lioness year. Chef Lioness year. It's your year. You understand me? And you gonna go get this year. I'm gonna show you how. I got a little bit more for you though. Talking to you yesterday, and I asked you a couple of questions. They were simple questions, and one of the questions was, how long have you been doing this? You know what I mean? And professionally, you've been doing this for about 8 years. So much so that you decided to retire, go into school for it, and graduated a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a big accomplishment. So that means for the last 2 years, you've been out here hitting the streets, beating the pavement. I've met you on somebody else's show, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Info, Rough Rider Studio Radio. You know what I mean? And you're doing your thing. So, like I tell everybody, but there's always something that's stopping us. So when I hit you up and I ask you what was stopping you, and you're like, well, it's just, you know, the fundings and this and the third. No, it's because that's all you're thinking about. We get obsessed with the things that we don't have versus getting obsessed with the things that we do have. And the one thing that you do have is knowledge. Get obsessed with having knowledge. Get obsessed with wanting to give somebody else that knowledge. There's going to be a time that we're not going to be here no more. That somebody's going to have that knowledge. You know how many people die every day with knowledge? Oh my God.
Endless knowledge.
How about that? I said it on the live that day too. I said, you know, you always have that one auntie that taught you something that ain't here no more. That one uncle that taught you something that ain't here no more. Your grandmother, your mother, somebody that taught you something that ain't here no more. But now you can teach it to somebody else. That knowledge will continuously be. That is immortality. We don't teach that too much no more. We don't teach immortality anymore because we don't think like, we don't want to give out too much. We were taught that the teacher is never supposed to teach every lesson. But the reality of it is then, how is somebody else supposed to teach somebody else? We got to make sure this keep going in a circle. There's gifts that we was given that necessarily was built in us, that was in our strand, in our DNA when we was in a sack coming out to go to mama. You understand what I'm saying? There's something in that. Yours is this, but not only this, yours is comprehension. You understand me? There's something about cooking that's good. Everybody can cook. Shit, I can go in there and I know how to make rice and all that, but I can't tell you how many cups go in it. Can't tell you how many times I pour the salt. I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Like, you know, I was like that. Like, I can teach somebody, like, look, go like this with the salt. They're going to be heavy-handed. You know what I'm saying? Where you, as a chef, as somebody that learned this, knows how many cups that took. You know when rice is too wet or when rice is too, you know, soggy or dry. There's things that you just know that you can teach somebody else. And this lesson that you've learned over this time. Why not give it to somebody else that's eager and hungry? And at this point in time, in the day and age that we live in, you know how people cannot cook?
Endless. I meed them daily.
They cannot cook, but because they cannot cook, you're always in business, right? So let's say for instance, let's say for instance, you're sitting there, you're cooking for 20 different families. That's gonna kill you eventually. However, if you sat there and did the thing that I want to suggest to you, I want to suggest to you possibly teaching people how to cook, giving cooking classes. But not only so much as that, I want to give you one further, because I'm not going to just give you an idea and not continue the whole thought through, because there's people that will give ideas all day. They don't tell you how, which I hate those types of people. I'm going to tell you how. Look up the standard for the Board of Education. How to write up something for the Board of Education. You was mentioning something similar, right?
I recently applied to a job at a charter school to be a head chef, but as I was applying for this job, in the cover letter, I completely flipped the entire position to make it my own, and I worded it so that instead I cook for the children in the charter school and teach them how to cook and use them for events and functions to cook with me.
How about that? And how far did that paper go just yet? Where is it? Is it sitting in the computer?
No.
When you send it off?
It's submitted. Have I followed up? No. Will I do that this week? Yes.
Yes! Do you see what I'm saying?
My homework of the week.
Yes. And you keep going, And as you send that one out, send it out to other places. Send it out to other professionals. Shoot, make a little flyer, put it in your building. These are how much I'm charging for my classes. This how many classes you get in an hour. This or you get in a day, or this how many whatever. The time that you have that you're not doing anything, that you're able to utilize that time. Use that time for that. What we don't do often is invest in our passions. And a lot of people think that it's always financial. It's not always financial. It's time.
Research. It's all research. Look, I have the Eat with Lioness coming out.
Yes.
It's vegetarian and vegan. It's a take on the vegetarian and vegan meals, Chef Lioness style. It's not the hardcore, flavorless stale.
Right. But people think everything vegan is cardboard.
Right.
But it's not. They have a lot of different vegan spots around. I think that's really dope.
No, it's flavor, but it's research. I'm researching what minerals, what vitamins are going to be in your meals. Like, it's gonna come with information on what you're eating. Like, that is time and effort.
Yes.
So, like you said, it's an investment of always time.
Yes.
But I'm sharing this knowledge with you. Now you know what vitamins and minerals are going to be in your meal when you eat it.
And how many other people are doing these things from home? Not many. All these bigger corporations, these bigger companies, have you seen it on TV, the meal in the box, where they just take it out the box and they cook? I'm like, yo, how are we in America right now? You understand? Like, the supermarkets are going to be non-existent really soon. I'm sharing all this with you because I believe in you. I think you're freaking awesome. Your food, now that I get to try it, it's like super fucking dope. You know, I wanted to give you the word because I know it's confirmation in some way, some shape, some form. By you telling me that you did, you know, already put out a curriculum out there for this, I think that's really dope. But you can also utilize your license everywhere. Your license for the Board of Ed can be utilized in your own spaces. So wherever you are, as long as you're licensed, you're good. And I'm sure you already have like a vendor license and all this other stuff, so you already know that. But that Board of Education license, that license can be taken with you everywhere. That's the one that you really want to get. So this way you can write it out. But I want you to write out a curriculum. I want you to write out a beginner's class. I want you to write out an intermediate class. I want you to write out an advanced class. I want you to write out a course. I want you to write out what it will look like to register for a month. Now you got me coming to you a month. So I'll come to you for this half hour. I'm going to teach you this, this, and the third, whatever. I need you to have this, and the third. Now guess what you just did? You used other people's money. Give me that though. Give me that. You use other people's money. Why? Because if and I don't mean to share it as much, but if I sat there and I put something together and let's say I make knitted sweaters. And I want to teach people how to knit. I need you to have your own needles. I need you to have your own yarn. Right. And I will come over and I will teach you. What am I getting paid to do? My knowledge. You get paid for your knowledge. And you don't have to spend money. But you get to create an income. And you don't have to have one stream. You create many streams through your teaching. You understand? So you can teach an advanced class once every 2 days, 2 weeks or whatever with this one person, but you have an intermediate class with somebody else, and they all have to have their own utensils, and they all have to have their own supplies. You understand me? None of this is coming out of your pocket besides coffee. Because they need to have your knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Why should they have your knowledge? That's when you revert them back over to your Instagrams, your YouTubes, and your followers, and you say, look, you want to learn with me. I am the lioness.
I am it.
I am the Chef Lioness. You wants to come over here and learn with me.
Food made with love. Better get it.
Do you understand why anybody else better? There's nobody else better than me. And what people need to understand is it's just that easy. So I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the world of Radio Rema. Thank you so much for sitting through this with me and bringing me something to eat, bringing my producer something to eat. This is really great. I'm enjoying this. I like all of this. This is one of my second favorite colors. So it's purple and then it's like a turquoise teal kind of thing. I love it. I love you. I adore you. And I'm looking forward to seeing how far you're going to go with this. And I can't wait to see where we're going to end up at the end of 2019.
You're going to be in my house in the Caribbean.
What? I got an invite. Is it Hendo? Is it Hendo though? Is it Hito? We're not doing Hito? Okay, it's alright. I don't have to do Hito. Because then I would have to work out for that. And I didn't want to, I wanted to keep up with
living
my...
free.
Didn't want to have to, you know.
Really?
But anyway, I thank you guys for tuning in to the world of Radio Rema. This is another edition. I absolutely adore her. Can you please tell them where they can find you and everything? This is Chef Lioness, people.
Chef Lioness. Well, my name is Jennifer Corporon, also known as Chef Lioness. The social worker turned chef journey. Check it out. My Instagram is at Lioness Cuisine. My YouTube channel is at Lioness Cuisine. Stay tuned for all things me.
Yes, baby, yes! And we out of here, deuces. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. And as you guys saw, you know, sometimes we have to take initiative. We have to get up. We have to go out there and be forceful for what we want. Yes, we can, you know, do a little bit here, there, and then wait around for it to happen. But what happened about taking it by the, you know, and going to get it? You know, knock on them doors, make them phone calls, dial them 800 numbers. Don't just send one thing out. Go out there and be personable with people. Go shake some hands with some people. Network properly. Put yourself out there. That's the only way it's going to work. Whatever it is that you think is your issue or your problem when it comes down to, well, I already sent out something. I've already given this person my card or whatever. What does your follow-up look like? What does your follow-up on that look like? It's your girl, Rema Harvell. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Next week, we have Mr. Leroy Reed of Definitely Amazing. I love this guy. And wait till y'all see what his issue was. Alright, stay tuned. It's your girl, Rema Harvell. This is the world of Radio Rema.